What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Natasha Mosley, and I just skipped class with the progress report.
The Progress Report.
All right, what's going on? It's your girl, Lala Shepherd. This is another episode of Skipping Class presented by the Progress Report. We finally got Natasha Mosley back. How you feeling?
Finally, right?
Right.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, you're still one of my favorite R&B singers, so we got to get you up here. We got to talk about everything new because there's been a lot of new stuff going on.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time. So, well, the first thing is congratulations on motherhood.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I just want to know, like, how did that change your life?
Oh man, it has really changed my life. Like, I'm like a full-time mom. It's a full-time job.
I'm sure.
But I'm blessed. I'm happy. Like, she's everything to me. So I have no complaints.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I want you to talk about your upbringing, your family roots in music. What was it like?
Okay, so I grew up in a Christian home. We weren't really allowed to listen to secular music. So I grew up singing gospel. And then once I got to high school, I was like, you know what? I'm ready to start, start singing about something else.
Okay.
Sing about them boys. So, my parents, they were with it. They know, we getting older, so. But that was how it was, you know what I'm saying? Once I started singing secular music, it was over with. I started writing and doing all, Well, that was it.
I was going to ask you, what did your family think about your music?
You know what? That's funny because the song All the Time with Jeremiah and Wayne, my dad would call me. He'll be like, I heard your nasty song today. Like,
Oh, God.
I don't know what to say about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of weird. And then, I'm the oldest. So trying to set a good example, but also do what makes me happy at the same time is kind of, you got to set that balance. So that's kind of like where I'm at with it because I still make nasty music.
I love it. I love it, though. I think, like, with your voice is just angelic, and it's just like when you talk about the nasty shit, it don't seem like too vulgar just because it sound good.
You know what? My first time saying pussy, like, really messed me up. Like, I was like, dang, I just really said that. Usually I would kind of like bleep that part out or name it something else. But I remember the first time I said that word, I was in the studio with Young Dro, and he wrote me a verse, and he had pussy in it. And so when it came to that part, I didn't say it. And everybody's like, why you didn't say that part? You make all these songs, you didn't say that part. So that was like kind of a big deal for me, actually. But I did it, and now I say it all the time.
Okay.
Oh my God, Lee, I need to find another word for it.
Say that. That's funny. Now, I want you to talk about your, background singing in groups. And what was your experience, being in a group?
Oh, I've been in a couple of groups. So the first group I was in, it was with Michael Malden, that's Jermaine Dupri's father. We were in a group called Feisty Girl. And I was the new girl in the group. Like, they were already a group.
Oh, wow.
And I was the new girl in the group. So I kind of felt like, I don't know, I kind of felt like the tension. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of felt the tension. And we were a good group, but, we were on the shelf. Like, we weren't really doing nothing. And at the time, my homegirl, she was in Tiny's group. Tiny had a girl group back then. She had, like, the OMG girls, and then she had, like, the older girl group. We were called Juice. And one of the girls had dropped out of the group. And I was tired of being a feisty girl because we wasn't doing nothing. So my homegirl was like, one of the girls just dropped out of the group. Tiny want to meet you. So I came to their house, and I sung for Tiny, and she, like, instantly put me in a group right away. I think that was the first time I really seen myself on TV, was being, in that girl group. And I learned a lot from it. Like, I learned how to deal with women, with girls. You know what I'm saying? I was used to singing by myself or, just with my sister, but like singing with other girls and everybody wants to be the lead singer, and it was like, I gotta go. I was like, it's over with, I gotta go. So that was that, and then, I ended up doing my own thing.
I hear that. So, not what's the difference of being in a group versus being solo, but do you prefer to be solo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really do prefer to be solo because you don't got nobody, you know, it's just better solo. Just do your own thing, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be in a group, I feel like if you're gonna be in a group, then it needs to be with a group of girls and y'all mesh. Y'all really mesh, because that's a big deal. And a lot of girl groups or groups in general, they don't make it because they don't really lift each other up. They're not really there for each other. Everybody want to be Beyonce. I wanted to be Beyonce too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. So I mean, yeah, solo was just better for me.
I hear that. Just describe your experience working with other women in the industry.
Oh, okay. So who have I worked with? I worked with Cash Doll. She was amazing.
I love Cash Doll.
Who else have I worked with women? I just recently worked with Dondria.
Okay.
She's amazing.
That's
like
what's up.
her voice is so effortless, and I just love that. And that was a great experience. Who else have I worked with? Because I mainly worked with guys, you know? So I'm trying to think of another female artist that I really worked with. I can't even think, right, of who else I worked with. Like a female, I haven't. So I would like to do that. I want to work with more women in 2023. Like, that's my thing, empowering the women.
I hear that. I hear that. What would you say was your breakout moment?
Like, what do you mean, like, breakout?
Like, to the point where people starting to recognize your name.
It was definitely the Jeremiah song. Jeremiah song, definitely. People was like, oh, that's Natasha. Yeah.
Speak on that experience for you. Like, when was the first time that you heard it on the radio? Like, when did you really realize the impact of that record?
I really realized the impact of that record on social media. Yeah, social media was going crazy. And what's crazy is, like, when I sung the song, it was supposed to be a demo.
Really?
Diddy wanted to put Cassie on the song. And I was told that they had a vote of who they think should stay on the hook. And they ended up keeping me on the hook. And when Jeremiah put it out, he didn't tell me he put it out. It was just out. And I was like, oh, snap. I got to start, you know what I'm saying, looking good, you know what I'm saying, getting all this attention. So I had to, like, you know, get with the program real quick. But I mean, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was a good thing.
Nice. I definitely want to get into your newest body of work, the Natasha Mosley, the self-titled project.
Yes.
I think it's a sexy album. You know I love your music, so I was excited. I'm like, we finally get some new music, because that was your first project since 2018.
Yeah, like, I released Rose Hall.
Yeah.
And then I released Live Forever. And then it was Natasha Mosley.
Yep. So how did you know it was time to release an album, self-titled album?
Because I couldn't think of nothing to name it. And I was, like, trying to, like, give myself some time and just trying to figure out, like, you know, just be patient with it. And and all the names that people were coming up with, it was like, nah, that ain't it. It took me about a month to just be like, you know what? I just need to name it Natasha Mosley. I mean, this is all me. I have no features on the album, so I named it Natasha Mosley.
I hear that. How would you say, outside of no features, that, you know, this body of work is different from the other bodies of work?
Well, I feel like you could tell from the cover. Like, the cover, I'm like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel confident. Like, I'm sexy, I'm confident. Like, this is who I am. This is what I'm singing about. This is what I'm talking about. These are high notes I'm hitting. These are low notes I'm hitting. This is what I'm going through. This is what I've been through. So I just felt like I was just giving myself, you know what I'm saying, giving my fans what they needed, because I hadn't put out an album in a minute. And I just wanted to just give my all. So, yeah, I was like, you know, this is going to be my album. I'm going to name it Natasha Mosley, and that's just going to be what it is.
Dope. Now, what was some of your feedback from some of your fans?
They loved it. They loved it. Everybody's been loving it. I've been getting really, really good feedback from it. And I've been, like, seeing people repost they dancing, they on a strip pose, and they're tagging me in their videos. So I know for a fact, you know, that they're loving it. And I've been getting a good response, so I'm about to put out another one.
Oh, really? Do we get a date?
No.
Okay.
We don't have a date yet, but I did just drop a single probably
Yeah.
like a couple of days ago that is going to be on that album.
Cool. With music, how difficult or easy is it for you to stay consistent and stay motivated and inspired? Because, like, from the outside looking in, like, unless you're in this game, people think it's just like a machine. You just
Right.
But for you, how do you deal with that?
To me, being an artist is like, it starts with you. You got to make sure you're okay. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you good. You know what I'm saying? You just can't keep putting out music just because you feel like you got to keep putting out music, because then from my experience, it's like, it's not the best. I won't put it out if I feel like it's okay. When I make music, I want to go back and listen to it in the car. Now, I've made music that I didn't want to listen to in the car. I was like, this song's okay. I'm not going to listen to this song. I'm not doing that no more because it's not my best self. So a lot of the times, like, I have to take time to myself. I'm a Libra. I disappear on you real fast.
Okay.
And then pop back up like, like I never left.
For sure.
So, I mean, I think that's just how I am. I mean, I'm kind of like that, like, I don't know why I be like that. I don't know why I be just like disappearing sometimes, and I pop right back up, then I'll be gone again. I don't know why I do that. Maybe that's something I should work on.
I got you. Well, as long as you come back.
Yeah, I mean, I always come back though.
For sure. For sure. Well, that's why I was personally excited when you released the latest album. I'm like, okay, we get some new music.
Because it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm still writing to the other joints too, but.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Good.
Hell yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the current state of R&B music right now?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Everybody's doing R&B now. I remember when I first started out, it wasn't no one doing R&B. The labels were telling us that R&B was dead. It wasn't coming back, and
Crazy.
I kept doing it, but at the same time, it kind of made me feel like, should I start rapping? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a rapper though. I'm a singer. I know how to sing. I don't really know how to rap. So I'm gonna stick to what I know, and I stuck to it, and it's just been doing good. Like, I've had a lot of songs to go viral. Tyler Perry just used the single that I just put out. He used it in Sisters.
Nice.
So I just been like, just keep going, focus on yourself. This is what I want to tell people. Focus on you. Don't worry about this person, that person, what everybody talking about, because I had to focus on myself. And if I didn't keep doing music, even when they was telling me R&B was dead, I wouldn't be here today. So, yeah, that's how I feel about R&B. I'm glad everybody's doing R&B because they opening up more doors. Who is it? What's the girl that just put out the song? I can't even think of her name, but all the R&B artists that's bigger? You know what I'm saying? What's their name?
Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine doggone Sullivan. I freaking love her.
Yeah, it's so many. I mean, Giveon, we got Lucky Day.
They're opening up more doors, and it's a good thing for me because I mean, I'm getting more recognition.
Ari Lennox, it's so many, and like you said, I agree. I remember during that time frame, it was a couple of girls that transitioned to rap, and I was over it. I'm like, nah, stick to that R&B, because it's still people that still want to listen to R&B.
Let me tell you something. R&B ain't gonna never die.
Hell
I don't
nah.
care what nobody say. I make timeless music. I like making timeless music. I don't like the wave. Shoot, I'm the ocean. I'm gonna be here.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So I like to stay where I'm at because this is what I know.
We had Capella Gray up here recently, and he said that he had the Galaxy song, and he was just like, I was pushing that record for 2 years because I'm focused on making quality music.
Absolutely.
And I respect that.
And he taking his time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to give people something that's quality. You don't want to just be pushing stuff out there because you feel like, I'm losing the momentum. Nah, because when you give them your best, it all comes back.
Hell yeah. I'm happy to hear that, though.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you progressed lately as a person?
Oh, I have progressed a lot. Like, I'm nicer. I mean, I was never mean, but I'm more conscious of what I say, more conscious of what I do. I'm more mature now, and I feel like I've progressed a lot, even with God, my spiritual journey, I'm just I feel so whole and so peaceful and like just ready for everything that's coming my way. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy, I'm excited.
Nah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
What's your message to your fans now, and what you got coming up next?
So my message for my fans is to always be yourself. Keep God first and always be yourself, because being authentic is gonna always win. I mean, I don't care about no one-hit wonders. I don't care about who's popping right now, because I promise you they probably not gonna be popping, later on, if they're not making quality music that comes from their heart and they mean it. So, and I've been seeing that a lot lately. Like a lot of people that I thought was just really gonna really do it, I haven't really been hearing from them no more. Maybe they needed their time to themselves, like how I did. Maybe they're gonna come back and come hard, but as long as you're always being true to yourself and being who you are, I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you making time for me.
Of
Skipping
course.
class with me. It's always a blessing and a pleasure. So until the next time, thank you.
Thank you.
For sure.
The Progress Report.